Okay. After finishing talking about the passive voice, now I think it's a time to discuss the exercise, which is about listening and speaking. Okay, now the title is Who Earns How Much? Now I need you just to take a look at this picture. Now we have these salaries and we have these jobs. We have doctor, footballer, senior director, nurse, teacher, supermarket cashier, police officer, pilot, lawyer, and farmer. And we notice that we have these salaries. Now, let me ask you this question, and absolutely after that, we will listen to the recording that we have. Let's try to guess the salary about each job that we have in this list. Now, after taking a look at the salaries that we have, what do you think that the salary of the doctor?
120,000 pounds.
Okay, so let me say that 100.
Or no. I want to change. Maybe 750,000 pounds.
Okay. So maybe it's the highest. Okay. Do you have another suggestion, Ibrahim?
120.
Annual, 1 million annual salary or monthly?
It is no, I'm talking
Yearly.
about annual, yes.
Annual.
Salaries.
Annual salary.
Maybe 1 million.
1 million. Okay.
No, I think 120,000.
120,000 and Saria said 1 million. Okay. Now what about footballer?
1
1
million.
million. 1 million.
Footballer, okay.
So 1 million. Okay, now what about senior director?
Senior like
In
boss.
an office building. 120,000.
32. Someone said 32.
32.
Okay.
120,000.
120,000. Amazing. Okay, let me circle senior director. Okay, what about nurse?
12,500.
Wow.
12,000.
105,000.
125,000.
100.
120 pounds. I mean, 120 pounds.
1,200.
No, 65,000 or 36,000.
Okay. What else?
Comparing to the doctor, I don't know. Yes.
But also we have the supermarket cashier and the farmer.
We have teacher, we have police officer, pilot, lawyer, farmer. Okay. What about teacher?
Teacher 65,000.
65,000.
65. Okay, let me write teacher and 65,000 pounds a year. Okay, what about supermarket cashier?
11,000.
Okay.
11.
Now both of you said 11,000. What about police officer?
105.
105. Okay. What do you think about the pilot?
750.
750, the highest maybe. Okay, what else?
The highest after the footballer, I think.
Yeah.
So 550, 750,000.
The footballer. The footballer. Okay, what about lawyer?
Lawyer, if successful lawyer, I think he can earn
Also 750.
750.
105 pounds.
105?
Yeah.
105,000 pounds a year. What about farmer?
22,
500
22.
pounds.
22.
22.
22,000.
Okay.
Yes,
So 22 and
500.
half, or let me say, and 500,000. Okay, so this is your expectation. And as I told you, this is the average annual salary. Okay, now I think we have to listen to the recording. After listening to the recording, we have to answer these questions. So please, we have to listen carefully. Someone is coming, Muhammad. Okay. Now, let's listen to the recording and we have to answer the question, which is saying, which jobs do they discuss? Maybe not all the jobs that are in the list the speaker or the speakers are going to mention. Which salaries do they agree on? Now, two, we have to complete the sentences. They think a doctor earns either, this is the first price, or this is the second, not the price, the second salary. Two, they think either A or A earns 750,000 pounds a year. They think A, I don't know, earns about 65,000 pounds a year. And finally, we have what comment do they make about doctors, about footballers, about senior directors, and finally about pilots. So we have to listen because we have to answer these questions. The recording is 2.6. Let me play the recording and please listen carefully. So 2.6. This is unit 2. This is recording 6.
Tape script 2.6. Who earns how much? Part 1.
Well, I reckon that doctors earn quite a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. They have a lot of responsibility and a lot of training. I'd say that doctors get about 105,000. What do you think?
Could be. Or it could be even more. 120,000.
One of those two anyway. Shall we look at the high earners first?
750,000 pounds.
Oh, there's one higher.
Oh, is there? Oh, yeah. 1 million.
I'd say that has to be the footballer.
Yes, definitely. They do earn ridiculous amounts of money, don't they? So, what about 750,000? Who earns 750,000?
I think that's the lawyer.
As much as that? What about the senior director? Do lawyers earn more than them?
Maybe, maybe not. I suppose the lawyer could be 105,000 and the senior director 750,000. Senior director's in charge of huge companies.
Okay. Now, the pilot. Pilots earn quite a lot, don't they? They need a lot of experience. They have people's lives in their hands. I think they get at least 100, 150.
I know what you mean, but I don't think they get as much as that.
Don't they? Oh. Anyway, there isn't 150 on this list, so...
I reckon pilots get about 65,000.
Okay, I'd say that's about right.
So this is part 1. Now let's go down just to answer the questions that we have. Let me erase my board and let's start answering question number 1. What jobs do they discuss?
They discuss about doctors, footballers, senior directors,
Supermarket
pilots, and
cashier.
lawyers.
Exactly,
Pilot and
lawyer, pilot,
And pilots.
what else?
Lawyer,
Amazing.
supermarket cashier.
Yeah. Supermarket cashier, did
No,
they discuss?
no.
No, they didn't talk about
No, no.
Yeah.
competition.
Okay, which salaries do they agree on?
Footballer.
Footballer.
1 million with for
1
footballer.
million.
Wait, 1 million footballer. Okay, what else?
The pilot,
The pilot.
65,000.
The pilot,
The
65,000.
the senior director.
And the lawyer.
And the lawyer. Okay, what about the salaries?
The lawyer,
750,000.
750,000.
The doctor,
But senior director also they
senior director was also 750,000.
No. But I think they said that the lawyer.
But they said that lawyer sometimes can be
150
105.
for the lawyer.
150, I mean.
150. So let me change that.
They didn't agree. Each one has
Mm,
an idea. One
150.
said senior, and the other said
Yeah,
lawyer.
but guys, they said that 150 salary is not existed in this list.
Yes,
So
Yeah.
it's not in this list. So it's 750,000.
So
it's about lawyer
it's
or
about no, a pilot.
They
pilot.
didn't decide
About
yet.
pilot.
They didn't decide.
So
Uh,
they agree with 65,000. Then
65. This is about what, Ibrahim?
Pilot.
About
Pilot.
pilot. Now, let's talk about senior director. What about the salary?
They said that they earn a big, huge amount of salary,
Because
and they said it might be
they run
700.
they run huge companies.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, absolutely. We noticed that they agree on certain salaries and they don't agree on others. Okay, let's complete the sentences. And absolutely, we have to listen again just to make sure about the answers. They think that a doctor earns either or what?
They think a doctor either
100
earns
and
105,000
5,000, yes.
105
or 120.
or
or
120.
100.
Okay, 120. Okay, amazing. Absolutely, 10,000 annual. Okay, now question number 2. They think either A or A earns
Senior
A
director.
senior director or a
Senior
lawyer.
director
Lawyer. Lawyer.
or
Yeah, senior director
A
or
pilot.
lawyer. Exactly. Or what? Or a lawyer or pilot?
Lawyer.
Or a
Lawyer.
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 Exactly. Okay, finally we have, they think A
Pilot.
earns
Pilot.
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 Amazing.
Pilot.
Absolutely, we have to make sure about the answers by listening to the recording again. Okay, let me just go down a little bit. Now, what comment do they make about doctors?
They have more responsibilities and trainings.
As a speaker, what she said. Okay, amazing. What about footballers?
But they make a buttload of money.
Yes, exactly. And senior directors?
They run huge.
They run huge companies.
Exactly, exactly. And finally, pilots?
They have
They have
people's lives in their hands.
people's lives in their hands.
life on their hands.
Yes. Okay, let's listen again and let's make sure about the answers that we have just said. So let me repeat and let's listen again.
Tape script 2.6. Who earns how much? Part 1.
Well, I reckon that doctors earn quite a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. They have a lot of responsibility and a lot of training. I'd say that doctors get about 105,000. What do you think?
Could be. Or it could be even more. 120,000.
One of those two anyway. Shall we look at the high earners first?
£750,000.
Oh, there's one higher.
Oh, is there? Oh, yeah. $1 million.
I'd say that has to be the footballer.
Yes, definitely. They do earn ridiculous amounts of money, don't they? So, what about 750,000? Who earns $750,000?
I think that's the lawyer.
As much as that? What about the senior director? Do lawyers earn more than them?
Maybe, maybe not. I suppose the lawyer could be 105,000 and the senior director 750,000.
Mm-hmm.
Senior director's in charge of huge companies.
Okay. Now, the pilot. Pilots earn quite a lot, don't they? They need a lot of experience. They have people's lives in their hands. I think they get at least 100, 150.
I know what you mean, but I don't think they get as much as that.
Don't they? Oh. Anyway, there isn't 150 on this list, so...
I reckon pilots get about 65,000.
Okay, I'd say that's about right.
So thank you so much. We noticed that the answers are well correct, but we have part two. Now, absolutely, we have some questions concerning part two. First question is saying, who do they think are the lowest earners? 2, how much do they think farmers earn? 3, do they agree about a teacher's and a police officer's salary? Finally, what is the woman's final point? So let's listen to part two, because we noticed that we have to answer these questions. Let me zoom the page out just to be able to show you the questions and the list of salaries and jobs at the same time. So the recording is 2.7. Let me play the recording, and as usual, you have to listen carefully.
Tape script 2.7. Part 2.
Let's go on down to the bottom. What's the lowest salary?
11,000. I guess that's the nurse. They don't get paid much, nurses.
I thought they earned more than that, actually. I know they don't get much, but even so.
Then there's 12,500, and the next up is 22,500.
Oh, look. Supermarket cashier. I don't suppose they get much. 12,500, I'd say.
Okay, that seems about right. What about farmers? How much do they get?
I don't know. It depends what sort of farmer. They can earn a fortune, can't they?
I suppose so, yes. But they're always complaining that supermarkets don't pay them enough for what they produce.
I still reckon they get a decent salary. They own so much land. I bet they get 50 or 60,000.
No, I think it's much lower. I'd say 22,500.
Not so sure. Then we've got teachers. What do they earn?
I reckon they get 32,000.
But it all depends how many years they've worked and how many qualifications they've got.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about the average.
Don't teachers and police officers earn about the same?
Do they? I'm not so sure. I'd say that police officers get more. What have we got? 32,000, 36,000.
I think 32 for the police officer and 36 for the teacher.
Well, actually, I'd say the other way round. 36 for the police officer and 32 for the teacher. My mother's a teacher, and she doesn't earn anything like that.
What does that leave? We haven't decided about the farmer or the nurse yet.
I think the nurse gets less than the farmer. She gets the least.
Why she? Nurses can be men, you know.
True, sorry. Nurses, men and women, earn less than farmers.
Men and women.
Absolutely.
So this is it. This is part two about the recording. Now question number 1. Who do they think are the lowest earners?
Nurses.
Nurse.
Nurses. Nurses and farmers, maybe? Okay. 2, how much do they think farmers earn?
50,000.
50 or 60.
50 or 60.
And the other review, it's about 22,
22,500.
500.
2,500.
The other review. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. Do they agree about a teacher's and a police officer's salary?
No.
No, they do not.
No, they don't. Why don't they agree on?
Because
Uh-huh.
because the woman said that the police officer earns 32,000 pounds and the teacher 36,000 pounds.
Yeah.
But the male thinks otherwise. He thinks that they earn the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Because he said that his mom is a teacher.
The teacher.
And she doesn't earn this amount of money. Okay, amazing. 4. What is the woman's final point?
That nurses can be males and females.
Amazing.
No,
Yeah.
the lowest.
What is it,
Yes, the
Brian?
lowest. The lowest salary may be man or woman as a nurse, I think.
As a nurse. Man and
Yes.
woman. Yeah, exactly. Amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
The lowest.
The lowest, exactly. We are talking about farmers and nurses. Okay. If you notice, guys, that while listening to the recording, the speaker said, I reckon. Then we have I'd say. Then we have I suppose. So notice that we have ways to express an opinion. Okay, I can say I reckon, I can say I would say, and I can say I suppose. Now, let's try to answer this question, which is saying, are these ways of agreeing or disagreeing? I think so too.
Agreeing.
Agree. Yeah, amazing. Now, I'm not so sure.
Doesn't agree.
Disagree. Amazing. Definitely.
Agree.
Agree. Thank you.
Agree.
Actually,
Disagree.
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 Yes. What about, I know what you mean, but
Disagree.
disagree. Thank you. Absolutely.
Agree.
Agree. Thank you so much. Exactly.
Actually مش معناتها بالحقيقة يعني.
No. Maybe you want to say, let me give you an example, Brian. Maybe you want to tell me, for example, that the salary of doctors are 100,000 pounds a year. Maybe I want to tell you, actually, my mom is a doctor and she doesn't earn like that. So notice that I disagree with you. I'm not, this is the meaning of actually, and you want to add something. Notice the 3 dots or ellipses because you want to add something or some information. Yeah, just to tell me or to make sure that my information is not totally true, for example, or you don't agree with me. Okay?
Thank
you. 3. Now, what do we mean when we say could be and maybe, maybe not, finally, possibly?
Probably yes.
Probably yes.
Probably no.
Exactly. So we are exactly. Maybe yes, maybe no. We are talking about probability, but not certainty.
We are not sure about the subject.
Yeah, this is
maybe
it.
yes, maybe.
So maybe yes, maybe no. Exactly. Okay. Now, do any of these salaries surprise you?
Yes.
Why, Sally? Do you think that this is unfair for these kinds of salaries, for these jobs?
Yes, for the nurse.
Yes.
Nurse.
Unfair.
The nurse.
It's unfair.
She has a really
Unfair.
bad amount of salary.
What do
They
you
have.
suggest?
When you ask us to suggest about the salaries,
your camera is on. Saria.
When you suggest when you ask us to suggest what salary for the nurse, I suggest less than doctor or half of the doctor, because
Mhm.
nurses work hard and take care about patient and are the a long time. They work long time and they have responsibilities and take care يعني about human, about lives. يعني it's not fair to earn only 11,000 in a year.
So do you think, Sari, that nurses do or work harder than doctors?
Yes.
So everyone has his own responsibilities. So and the responsibility differs between doctors and nurses. But I think that nurses are all the time not very well paid, يعني, even in Lebanon. So I think this is a big problem for nurses.
Hanadi, do you think that your salary is really acceptable to you, or you think that you have to earn more, or maybe you deserve more?
Maybe before, when I was working in a hospital, I think that I cannot repeat this experience again, because I cannot accept to be paid as I was paid before. Now, with my experience and my qualification, I think that I'm very well paid.
Amazing. So you think, Hanadi, that if you are, or if you have more experience, you deserve more?
Yes, for sure.
Amazing. Okay. Do you believe, guys, in the idea which is saying that at first or in the beginning of your field of work, you have to accept the low salary. Then by passing time and by gaining more experience, your salary will be higher.
Get raised.
Do you agree with this?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Amazing. Ibrahim, what about you, Ibrahim? Do you think that it is, let's talk about your salary. I'm not asking you just to tell me your salary, but do you think that your salary is good just to live a good way of life,
No.
for example?
Nowadays, as I retired, no, I served the country for 29 years. And my salary now is about $290 only. Imagine this is Lebanon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So I sacrifice, I think, for nothing.
Yeah, I think it's a.
And nowadays I start from the zero as a teacher, and not without taking any relaxation as I deserve as a retired.
Ibrahim,
Yes.
do you think that your problem is about 80% of Lebanese people?
I think the military, only the militaries,
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
the other
Jobs.
sectors.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. Yes, Ali.
I want to add something. Like Ibrahim, it's Ibrahim, right?
Yes.
Like Ibrahim said, the country salary is so bad. Even my dad worked for the country, but his salary is just $150, and he's not retired.
Yes, the economy is super bad in Lebanon right
Prices,
now.
the economy, yes, the economy.
Prices are so expensive where people are barely having a good salary
Exactly.
or being paid a good
But
salary.
about the finance ministry, I think the employers nowadays are taking the good salaries.
Yeah, exactly. And we noticed, guys, that before 10 years or 10 years ago, the situation was exactly the opposite.
Yes,
How
the
strange.
economy was so good.
Exactly.
Lebanon had one of the best economies in the world.
I think it was an illusion.
Yes. Why,
Just an
Brian?
illusion.
Illusion.
An
I
illusion?
loved it. Illusion. Do you know the meaning of
What?
illusion? Something not real.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
An imagination.
Yeah,
Something
exactly.
big.
Okay. Now, guys, let's talk about this list. Which job do you think deserves the highest salary? And absolutely, you have to tell me why.
I think Dr.
Dr. Ibrahim.
Muhammad.
Dr. Muhammad. Why Muhammad
Yes.
doctor? Why not a teacher, for example, or a nurse? Because one of your friends said, Muhammad, that the nurse works harder than the doctor.
No.
A nurse is like an assistant to the doctor.
Surgery.
Okay, when we talk about salaries, I don't think we compare about how many hours you are working. Okay, because doctor studied more than nurse in the first.
Yeah,
And
yes, good
doctor
answer.
have responsibilities greater than nurse.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can compare jobs salaries about hours. Okay.
Yeah, amazing. Good answer.
Okay, and the senior director, when we reach to this post or this job, you work so hard to reach this job. So it's a gift for you to receive more money than other jobs.
But wait, Muhammad. But we noticed that the police officer, for example, maybe his life is under danger because we noticed that he has to face maybe dangerous people, and maybe he has to work. Let me say
Okay,
that.
but think who he is or she is choose this job in the first, and the police officer has شو اسمهم امتيازات
qualifications or awards, maybe?
Awards like
Awards.
her has children study in school for free or طبابة, and I think this.
It was in the past.
Yeah.
In the past. No. I'm not talking in Lebanon. I'm not talking in Lebanon.
Okay.
Because in Lebanon, there is no senior director, there is no police officer. I think only there are doctors.
Alas,
politicians.
yes.
Politicians.
Politician, the highest, exactly.
We
And the
have only
liars,
doctors,
not lawyers.
and liars. Yeah,
Yes,
liars.
And I think liars now
and more
gains the highest. Liars, not
Yes.
lawyers.
Yes.
Yeah, they are working and you don't know what they are working. ما بتكون فاهم شو عم بيشتغلوا. بس بياخذوا مصاري. They earn only money with you.
Exactly, I really agree with you. What about the lowest salary that you think?
Leonardo, in Japan, I think the highest salaries belong to the cleaners and the teachers.
Yeah, this is what
as I hear.
Exactly. I think you're true. Let me tell you something, Ibrahim. I have
Because
been
if you
teaching.
want to build, yes.
Uh-huh. I have been teaching a student who was studying in Germany. He said that the highest salary ever in Germany is to be a teacher.
In